Hey everyone, welcome back to Mercury Minded Tarot. My name is Chelsea and I apologize for not being able to film for the past couple of days, weeks, however long it's been. Too long. Wouldn't you know it, Mercury retrograde took my microphone as a sacrifice. So if you are new here and you have an interest in astrology, tarot, pick a card content like I have in store for you today, maybe you'd want to consider subscribing? Or let me know in the comments down below what you'd like to see from me in the future. And also if this resonates with you or if you're excited for December, let me know. I'm all ears. I'm here for you. You guys, we are at the end of 2019. So for today's reading, I thought I would take a look at what this last month, what December has in store for you. So if you're like me and you're also curious, stick around, you're in the right place. I'm about to get the cards all laid out so you can pick your group and we will see what is in store for you this last month of 2019. Let's get into it. Okay, everyone, here we have our 4 groups. We have group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. So if you've been to my channel before, you know the drill by now. You can do whatever method works for you as far as picking a pile goes. If you need to pause the video, meditate on the groups, or even utilize these little trinkets I've put at the top or the candles at the bottom, literally anything goes. Just make sure you're asking yourself what you need to know for December 2019. What is coming your way this last month? So once you've used your intuition and you've had a group speak to you, I will have the timestamps listed down in the description box below, along with any other information you might find useful, such as my social medias and even the decks that I've used for today's reading. So once you've got that situated, I will see you at your pile. Okay, so for those of you that selected group 1, here is what I have drawn for you, okay? We have the universe or the world and like Rider-Waite decks. We have death, the 8 of Cups, and then the oracle cards I pulled were Aquarius, the 11th house, Earth, Scorpio, the new moon eclipse, fear, the masculine, and then in my love oracle, I have romance and ask for help. So immediately right off the bat, group 1, I can tell you that change is the name of the game for you in December. Literally, it's incredible because I don't even know where to start. Let's start here with the tarot cards. So with death and the universe, these are both implying, okay, the end of a cycle, and again, the end of a cycle, a big change. Scorpio is a sign associated with transformations, and then here on our new moon card, we even have the message, expect powerful change. So literally, something is coming to a close for you, something is ending, and as we see here with the 8 of Cups, you know, this card is all about moving on. So I think this is something that you're already very much aware of. You know, for some of you, it's like you're seeing this coming. You knew it had to happen. Whether you're looking forward to this change or not, it's going to happen. Because with the death card, it tells you that it's going to happen whether you want it to or not. This is something you can't control. It's out of your hands. Now, I do want to point out for some of you that this change is going to be happening in your friendships. I don't know if you're leaving a friend behind, if you're like severing that connection, but Aquarius is my friendship card, and so is the 11th house, right? Because this is your network, your social circle. So there is definitely a big shift happening in that regard. And for some of you, I really do think that you're a little uneasy about it when I see fear. And even Scorpio can have a hard time letting go. So some of you may definitely be fighting this change because I think for some of you, you have a strong emotional connection. Scorpio, it's a very strong, powerful emotional bond. And the 8 of Cups tells me that too, because Cups rules over our emotions, our feelings. So there is a strong emotional connection, whether that's to the situation that's changing or to this friendship or this person that you need to let go. But December is going to definitely show you that they're not meant to be in your life, whether that's just for right now or for forever. This relationship is definitely something that's going to be coming to a close, okay? The other thing I want to point out for you here in group 1 is with Earth and the masculine, this is kind of like a reminder to keep yourself grounded and to also be the initiator. So whereas the feminine is more receptive, the masculine energy here is saying that you need to go out and make these things happen. You need to be, I don't want to say the aggressor, but definitely the initiator. Now, for others of you here in group 1, I want to point out that with this closing of the chapter and like the beginning of the next cycle, in regards to romance, you know, if you're single or even if you're in a relationship, my romance card down here has the message of being more affectionate, really showing those close to you that you care and what your feelings are. So if you're single, combined with the masculine here, this is saying that December is going to be showing you that you need to be the one to take that step, and whether that's to ask someone out or just tell them how you feel. It seems like the spotlight is going to be put on you to make the next move. If you're seeing someone, like you're already in a relationship, there's definitely something new coming on the horizon for you guys. I don't want to say it's a breakup or you need to leave who you're with, but for some of you, the person that you're interested in, you need to walk away from. You know, with having 2 fixed signs, Aquarius and Scorpio, and even Earth, there's this feeling of stubbornness and there's this feeling of like not wanting to let go. And if you've been really fighting to make something work, I'm kind of going off now. This could be for any of you, you know, I don't want to just specify, you know, romantic relationships. This is for any kind of relationship. But if you've been fighting to make it work, if you've been struggling to come to terms with someone or reach a compromise or come to an agreement, these tarot cards here, they're really saying, as much as it may be scary, as much as you may not want to, it's going to be on you to kind of step up and make this change happen. You know, I worry when I see fear and I see Scorpio that some of you may be dealing with some sort of manipulation in your relationships. Again, I do feel the emphasis on friendships, but you know, I do have romance down here, and this could even be a family relationship for some of you, but I fear manipulation. I don't necessarily want to say abuse, you know, trigger warning. I don't want to come out and say that there's someone abusing you, but there's something not right, because Scorpio can be manipulative. This energy can also be obsessive, and the 8 of Cups can have that sad, kind of heavy feeling to it, that more worrisome connotation. So someone doesn't want to let go. That's all I can say. That's really what keeps being reiterated to me over and over, is that whether it's you or the other party involved, there's a reluctance to let go, but Death is saying that this chapter is being closed whether you want it to or not. So if you fight it, if there is a lot of resistance, I think that'll be more painful for you. As much as you want to hang on, or as much as this other person wants to hang on, take this as your sign that it's ending. Okay, the universe here is our completion of the cycle. I do want to point out that you're not alone in this. We have the Ask for Help card in conjunction with Aquarius in the 11th house here, that this is telling me that you still have people that are on your side, and you have people that are gonna have your back through all of this. Whatever is ending for you in December, whether it is a relationship or if it's something different, you know, don't be afraid to reach out to those close to you and let them help you through this. You don't have to do this alone. That's what, you know, as scary, right? As scary as it may be to have something come to an end, I think for a lot of us, the fear comes from like, okay, well now I'm going to be on my own. And that's not true in your case. You definitely still have a lot of people that have your back and would be willing to come to your aid if you ask for it. But that's the kicker. You're going to need to remember that you have to initiate. You have to be the one to ask. People aren't going to be able to read your mind, right? And know that you need help. You need to put yourself out there. Because I do see you being maybe a little bit secretive here, Group 1. Have you gotten that before? That you may be, you know, considered mysterious or secretive, or you have a trouble being vulnerable or really expressing what you're feeling or what you're thinking. I feel some of you here in Group 1 are a bit closed off. So December's going to be pushing you to kind of open up, let people in, let people help you through this. Something else I want to point out, kind of moving in a different direction here, Group 1, is that I do see an opportunity for kind of like understanding yourself more in December. This may be a more introspective month for you, keeping to yourself. But with Scorpio, even the masculine, and an Aquarius as well, it's like getting more in tune with who you are and what you need. Getting more in tune with what you want to get out of life, where you want to go. It'll kind of be like a fresh, clean slate. Once this, I don't call it drama because it may not be for some of you, but once this completion is dealt with, you know, the ending of whatever cycle this is referring to for you specifically, because I do throw out my disclaimer here that of course these are all very large general readings, so not every aspect may resonate with you 100%, and that is totally okay and totally normal. But I do see an opportunity for change within yourself as well. You may even adopt something like a new belief or a new ideology. You may find that spiritually you're more on it or in tune with the universe, with spirit. Group 1, I do see your intuition being kind of amped up in December, which is, it may be exactly why you can feel kind of this cycle closing. You may be able to feel that something's coming to an end. You may be able to sense that something's off with someone. And that's because your intuition during December, Group 1, is going to be on it. You know, Death and Scorpio talk about this metamorphosis, this transformation. You're being forced to close this chapter in order to evolve into a better version of yourself and to get back on track with where you're meant to be headed. If you've been feeling stuck in the past a lot, Group 1, I want to point out that December is going to have a more hopeful feel to it. Despite having to cut someone off or something off this month, I also feel you being able to like shake off the past. Okay, let this roll off your shoulder, and I see you looking forward more, making more plans, and figuring out your next move. I keep getting drawn back to this romance card down here at the bottom corner, so I feel like I'm being urged to reiterate that for some of you in this group, this person that you may have your eyes on, like, I don't feel like it's gonna work out with them. You know, 8 of Cups, leave it behind. It's coming to an end. Let it go. Detach and move on. But that may very well be because there's someone else that's going to be showing up that's better for you. I'm trying to look now for specifics about career or school or education. Some of you may be leaving a job and you may be scared to do it. But again, the masculine is saying you need to be the one that takes the initiative here. You need to be the one that's making the decisions, calling the shots. So if you feel like leaving a job is what's best for you, or leaving a situation, you need to do it. That's really what I'm seeing here for you, Group 1, is that it's just like change across the board on all fronts. In these 3 tarot cards, I mean, I want to expand upon it more, but it's literally so simple, so straightforward to me that it's hard for me to even imagine varying interpretations. It's like this chapter is coming to a close. It's done. It's ending. And you need to move on, move forward to start this next cycle. Don't hang on. I know I can tell someone here is hanging on. If it's you or the other person or the situation doesn't want to let go, it feels like it's never ending. It's never gonna be over and done and dealt with. December, I'm telling you, Group 1, you're not even gonna have much of a say in the matter, you know, because death, like I said, it's saying it's out of your hands, it's out of your control. This conclusion is happening, whether you want it to or not, whether you're ready or not. But it's all for the best. That's the important thing. I don't want to scare anybody. I don't want anyone to get upset or worried. But these cards all imply that it's coming to an end for a reason and for the better. Just don't forget you're not alone. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Reach out to your friends. Reach out to your loved ones. Let them help and guide you through this. So that's what I see here for you, Group 1. It feels like December has a lot in store for you, and it may even fly by really fast, you know? Just don't be scared of change. Remember that it's all a part of life. Everything happens in cycles. So this one is coming to a close. Literally, as we close and end 2019, something else is coming to an end. And that just means that 2020 for you guys here in this group is just wide open with possibility. So with that being said, I really appreciate you checking this out. I wish nothing but the best for you in this coming month and for the end of the year. And I will catch you next time. All right, Group 2, you beautiful bunch. Let's go over the cards that I have pulled for you for December. The tarot cards I have are the Hanged Man, the Hermit, and the 8 of Swords. And then the Oracle cards I pulled are the 10th House, the North Node, Air, Mars, Love Who You Are, Honesty is Essential, Resistance, Change, and the South Node. So that's kind of cool. We have both nodes present here in this spread. But what I want to focus on right away are these tarot cards up at the top here. The first thing that hits me from all of these is that you are punishing yourself over something in December. Maybe even right now. Getting a little more specific, for some of you, I feel like this was something from your past. It may be being brought up again, or it's just something that you can't forgive yourself for or forgive the other person for. With the Air card here, I feel like you're stuck in your head, and the 8 of Swords confirms that for me, saying that you feel stuck, you feel trapped. You're not able to get over
or forgive yourself for this. I feel like there's a lot of inner turmoil, a lot of inner, almost like guilt. With Mars here, I feel like this was a confrontation or an argument you had with someone. For some of you, this may be an argument that you had at school or work, because I do see the 10th house here. But ultimately, you're isolating yourself, right? The Hermit is turning inward. And the Hanged Man is what carries that feeling of guilt almost. It's like sacrifice, it's martyrdom. It's implying that you're stuck in this frame of mind when what you need is a switch in perspective. But you know, you can't isolate yourself forever. You can't hang there forever. You can't be stuck forever, okay? So as much as you're struggling to forgive yourself or forget about this instance, change is necessary here. Obviously, with this card, you need to remember to love who you are, okay? This is, again, along that same vein of forgiveness. You need to remember that you're enough and you're deserving of good things. Now, even though Mercury has stationed direct again, I do see with air, with honesty being essential, and Mars, this still reads to me as a verbal conflict. Whether you've had this conflict already and that's what you can't get over, or this could be something that's going to happen in December. And this is like a pretty big argument. And it's gonna push you a little bit. Something else I see for you in December, group 2, with all of this isolation, these cards are all very solitary, very isolated, very introspective. But I do want to point out with the 10th house and the North Node that your purpose is actually to be noticed. You are meant to be seen, you are meant to be recognized, and there is something that's going to bring you success. That you have a talent or a skill, or maybe it's just in your profession, you are meant to be recognized and acknowledged. Okay, because the North Node, 10th house, this is kind of like your path, your life purpose. And if it's associated with the 10th house, this is the house of career, success, destiny. So you are meant to be more noticed and acknowledged than you are allowing yourself to be, okay? With the South Node, this is your past, this is where you are comfortable, and you don't want to get stuck here when you're meant to be here. Does that make sense? So don't hold yourself back. That is a big thing here with resistance, with this South Node and all of these isolated cards up at the top. You may be presented with an opportunity, a promotion, a gig. There's definitely something that's going to present itself to you in December, and I want you to take it, okay? I don't want you to hold yourself back. I want you to make the move in this direction, you know, the move towards your North Node, towards success, towards recognition. Because literally the message on this card is, you know, become a person of power and status. That is what you're meant for. I don't know if this verbal argument I saw might, you know, take a hit on your self-esteem, or it may make you question yourself. But love who you are. You are meant for this. As much as you may feel here, whether that's right now or through most of December, you may feel like you want to be alone or isolate yourself, but there is success and recognition coming for you, and you're meant for it. Now, since we're here, I do want to throw out my disclaimer that of course these are large general readings and they're not going to resonate with you 100%. If they do, that's awesome, but it's not atypical if it doesn't, okay? But moving on, I'm looking for information in regards to romance and relationships. I know I saw that verbal confrontation in the very beginning, but as far as relationships and romance, I mean, these are all so solitary. I don't see another person in the picture. Whether that's because you're single and you don't have anyone in mind, or there's no major advancements that'll be taken in regards to having a relationship with someone, or if you are seeing somebody, I just don't see them. They're not showing up in this reading for me. This is really all about you. This is very you focused. There's not anybody else. There's not a secondary energy coming up to me. I will just throw out, of course, you know, the honesty is essential card with air, with the presence of blue I see here. I mean, all the colors are here, but the blue is standing out to me. This is all about communication and speaking. So I want, you know, speak with love and truth. As much as Mars is here and change, there may be just a heightened propensity for conflict. You know, I keep bringing up that argument. I mean, I can't avoid that. But as much as you may want to fight with people, or people may want to fight with you, you're kind of tested in December to keep your cool, stay level-headed, and don't get wrapped up in drama or fights or conflict. This is really going to be a month where the focus should be on yourself. And if you do run into fights or drama or conflict, don't get hung up on it. Forgive yourself. Try to see the good in it, how you can flip it around to your advantage even. And remember that time is going to keep plugging along. It's going to keep moving forward. You can't get stuck, okay? You can't stay where you are forever. You can't keep yourself in this comfortable South Node, all right? You need to push yourself and accept the opportunities and possibilities that present themselves to you in December so you can achieve this North Node 10th house energy over here. That is what I'm seeing for you here, group 2. A really kind of eye-opening month for you here in December. I wish you, of course, nothing but the best for you in this final month of 2019. I appreciate you checking this out, and I will see you next time. Group 3, hi, how are you? Let's go over the cards that I have pulled for you for December 2019. We have, move my crystal, we have the Sun, the Devil, the King of Wands. And then my oracle cards I pulled were Scorpio, the 5th house, Venus, Aries, be willing to express love, the only thing that is real is love, will, self-reflection, and the North Node. So let's start by interpreting our tarot cards up here. There's a couple things that jumped out to me here and that I want to go over. So particularly with the Sun and the Devil, this tells me that there is something that you feel dependent on for your happiness. All right, the Devil represents things that we're addicted to that maybe might not be the healthiest for us or in our best interests, but there is something that you are hooked on or that you feel you need in order to be happy, and that isn't necessarily true. Because the Sun is our happiness, this is joy, warmth, love, and it could very well be that you are dependent on this person right here, which is the King of Wands. It doesn't necessarily mean that this has to be a man, just that it is a person with a masculine energy. And I would say that they have fire in their chart if they're not just a fire sign. And I can say that because, we have the Sun here, and then I also have Aries. So this is definitely a fiery type of person with a masculine type of energy, and you may already know who this person is, or this person may be showing up for you or being more active in your life in December, but you feel reliant on them for your happiness. And it's interesting because when we look at the 5th house, this is the house of leisure, of pleasure, of doing things that you enjoy, whether that be hobbies, creative endeavors. It's even the house of sex and children. So this may be a romantic partner that you feel kind of dependent on, and not dependent like you rely on them financially, although some of you may, but it really just feels like there's this physical connection that you feel you need to have with them. And what makes me say that it feels like a romantic connection, we have Venus here, which is, of course, love, but I also see it representing just a strong physical attraction. Now, another thing I want to point out, when I have the Sun here, and it's, I like to say that the Sun is illuminating secrets, it's shedding light on whatever is below it. And in this case, wouldn't you know, we have Scorpio here, which is often a sign associated with secrecy. So I definitely do see in December secrets being revealed, whether that's your secrets or more likely, I feel like it's going to be the secrets of this individual, this King of Wands. These are coming to the surface and these will be revealed to you in December. I do want to point this out. I hate bringing stuff up like this because it's never anything anybody wants to hear, but when I see the Devil and I see the King of Wands, the house of sex, Scorpio, Venus, again, love, Aries is very me-centered. This person might be a bit selfish, and I don't know if you're seeing that yet, but you definitely will be shown that more in December. I worry with these two side by side, I do worry that this person doesn't have the best intentions for you. This may be a relationship where they are only interested in the physical aspect of it. For some of you, I feel like you are more invested in this person than they are in you. And that will be brought to light, again, because of the Sun, that'll be brought to light for you in December. Now, for some of you, it may just be that you need to, come forward with your feelings. If you feel something stronger for someone, it may be time to express that and let that come out. Otherwise, like I said, secrets are coming out, and this may be yours, maybe other people's, but for sure, now's the time to come clean. If you are really interested in someone, now is the time to express yourself, tell someone what you are really feeling for them. Now, another thing I want to address here, and this kind of goes along with what I was saying at the very beginning, where I felt that some of you may be feeling like you need to be with someone in order to be happy, or you are relying on something to make you happy. Self-reflection down here is saying to really evaluate, one, yourself, and two, the energies you have around you. So your situation, the people you're friends with, take an internal inventory, if that makes sense. and recognize the strength of your will. Recognize that you are powerful on your own and you don't need anyone to make you happy other than yourself. You can be in a relationship with someone and still be whole on your own. Okay, that is something that came through for you here, group 3. It's funny, this is the second time I've seen the North Node now. This card is going to imply that the direction that you are being nudged towards this month is taking you towards your destiny, towards your life purpose. It's kind of like it's the end of the year, right? So you're being shown in this final month where you should be headed, what direction you need to take, where you need to go. The North Node, it's uncomfortable, it can be scary, it can be intimidating because it's something that is very new. So like it says, step out of your comfort zone. If opportunities present themselves that maybe you're hesitant to go for, I would suggest doing it. I would suggest putting yourself out there this month. Aries is a very me-focused, me-centered energy. So don't be afraid of being a little selfish, harnessing that willpower you have to really go after what you want. It's kind of like strengthening who you are on your own because you don't need this person. You don't need something else to bring you happiness in your life. The other thing I want to point out here for you, group 3, in December is that when we have Venus in the 5th house, I mentioned that this is the house of pleasure, recreational activities, creative endeavors. So with Venus here, I wouldn't be surprised if you had like creative inspiration or if you felt the spark to pursue your hobbies again. And for some of you, this may be art, especially with Venus, art, music, writing. And no matter what it is though, I do see you motivated to take it up again or to pursue it more strongly here in December. Now, I'm trying to read about career and education for you here, group 3. And with the presence of these tarot cards and even the oracle cards, I feel like your focus is being pulled away from work, being pulled away from education. You are really focusing on your relationships and you are focusing on like your individual pursuits as far as, you know, building up your own talents, your skills, like I said, your hobbies, your pastimes. I don't see you focusing so much on career, you know, promotions, education. That stuff is kind of being pushed to the side for you in December as all of this takes up most of your attention. Even the message down here at the bottom of this card is shift your focus back to love. Shift your focus to your relationships. Shift your focus to self-love, okay? To building up yourself so you aren't dependent on other things to make you happy or to bring you satisfaction in life. That is really the big message here. It's like you may be divinely inspired or divinely encouraged to build up, like I said, these skills and these hobbies so that you find your will again, you find the strength in yourself so you aren't as dependent on this Devil and King of Wands energy. Now, I don't want to scare anybody when I say that, you know, this person may not have the best intentions for you or they may not be as invested as you are. I mean, by all means, some of you will be able to maintain a relationship with this person. You can keep this person in your life. Just remember and be aware that they may not be as committed or as devoted as you are. This may be purely kind of a lust versus love situation. Like I said, I do sense them really, really into the physical aspect of it. Emotionally and mentally, it may not be as strong as of a connection, but physically for sure, you guys have that spark. There's definitely a lot of chemistry here, and that can be hard to let go of, right? Because the Devil represents, you know, things that we may be addicted to or have a hard time turning our back on. And I'm not saying you need to turn your back on this person, but you do need to be aware that for some of you, this other person is only in it for the physical aspect. And if that's fine with you, that's fine with you. Go for it. But if you want a strong, emotional, like stable, committed relationship with this person, I would say that it would take some time. It would take some work. It's not impossible, but I want to remind you again, the Devil's here, so I don't know if they're the best fit for you, but by all means, enjoy it now. Enjoy it while it's here. I think I said this for another group. There was a big emphasis on honesty, and I want to throw that out here for you, group 3, as well, because the sun is illuminating everything for you this month. You may feel like all eyes are on you. You may feel like all eyes are on your relationship. The sun is just shining a light on you in December, which has its pros and its cons, right? And I mentioned the cons being secrets coming out. It could even be people talking about you, people gossiping about you. There's good and bad to having the spotlight on you in December, but for the most part, I do see this being a very productive and even an influential month for you for sure with the North Node here. Again, you're being directed towards your purpose. You're being ushered towards what you're meant for. Just don't let this energy hold you back or stunt you. All right, that's the only thing I would advise against here. Not saying that it will or that it's, it's going to for sure. Just pay attention to your relationships in December and pay attention to how people treat you and what they tell you. All right, that is what I'm getting for you this month here, group 3. I of course wish nothing but the best for you during the end of 2019, and I appreciate you checking this video out, and I will catch you next time. All right, so last but never least is you, group 4. Let's go over the cards that I have pulled for you for December. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the Star, the Chariot, Virgo, the First House, Capricorn, and the Moon. We have turn on your heart, act as if your partner is here, the Void, Power, and a cardinal moon. So there's a lot that I'm picking up on already for you. The first thing I want to address with the Star, the Chariot, Power. Okay, this feels like a very strong manifestation type of energy for you. These cards together kind of symbolize bringing your idealizations, bringing your fantasies, bringing your dreams here into the future, grounding them in reality. Okay, Capricorn, Virgo, there's that earthiness that's saying you have the power to pull these dreams and actually ground them in reality, make them something real. I also want to address that the Chariot is a card that rules over Cancer. We have the Moon, which is where Cancer feels at home. We also have Cardinal Moon. Cancer is a cardinal sign. The two full moons. I know there's nothing here that says Cancer outright, but I do feel a strong Cancer type of energy here, which means emotions may be heightened for you in December, group 4. You may be feeling nostalgia. You may be feeling like extra comfy and cozy with your friends and family. Now, the other thing I want to say with the Knight of Pentacles and the Star up here together is that for some of you, if you are single, this could symbolize like your knight in shining armor coming, okay? The Star is, like I had mentioned before, your ideals, and in this case, it could be like your dream person, your dream partner entering your life here in December. And for those of you who already know this type of person, again, and this is Knight of Pentacles, so this could be an earth sign. We do have 2 earth signs already present here. This is someone who either is an earth sign, they have earth in their chart, or they're just a very grounded, practical, realistic type of individual. If you already have your eyes on this type of person, when I see the Chariot in the mix here, this is you making progress towards developing something further with that person. On top of that, when I had mentioned Cancer, and we have Capricorn here as well, those are both cardinal signs. And we have here the cardinal moon, right, which is saying to be bold and make the first move. Cardinal energy is very initiating energy. It's ambitious. It's active, doesn't feel like the right word to me, but cardinal signs are the signs that are going to go out and do whatever they're going to do, okay? They have no problem taking that step and making things happen. So if you meet this person, if you encounter someone that you'd like to have a relationship with, all of this cardinal energy in your spread is saying that it may be up to you to reach out and make it happen. And sorry, the message on this card just caught my eye too when I was talking about Cancer energy, feeling nostalgic and focused on family. The message on this card is literally to reflect on a time when you experienced and felt love. So for some of you here, group 4, looking at the Void now too, some of you may be feeling, like I mentioned, especially sensitive. Some of you may be kind of like extra in your feels. And when I see the first house, it tells me that other people are going to see this as well. The first house is how you project yourself, how you present yourself. It's like your public face. It's what people first see about you. So that tells me that whatever you're feeling on the inside is going to be expressed outwardly, and other people are going to be very much aware of what you're feeling in December. That can be good or bad. You know, if you want to keep something to yourself, I think it's going to be a little harder for you to do so. I feel like your emotions are going to be easily read right on your face in December. It's just, you're going to be putting it out there, like your feelings, your hopes, your dreams. It's just going to be very visible and very much noticed by those that are close to you. And now when I talked about manifesting, having that ability kind of heightened in December, this card Act As If Your Partner Is Here. This kind of would go along with the law of attraction. You know, if you are single and acting as though you already have a partner, if you are putting love into what you do and how you interact with other people, that's going to attract that same energy back to you. So that's something to keep in mind for December as well. If you feel like you're stuck here in your feelings, and if you're stuck in the void, you know, this kind of dark space, the way out of that is going to be, I really think, through friends, through family, through remembering what love feels like and acting like you have it, because you do. Even if it's not in the form of a romantic partnership, you still have love in your life. Now, in regards to career, job, education, with Virgo here, this is a very perfectionist and detail-oriented energy. Capricorn is ambitious. This is a sign associated with your career, with status. Even power here in the Knight of Pentacles. You may be getting a promotion in December, Group 4, or at least feeling more comfortable and confident in your position and in what you do. The Knight of Pentacles is consistency. So this is like saying whatever you're doing as far as your career or your educational goals, you're making steady progress. You are like slow and steady, getting better, doing better, and getting recognized for that. You may feel more powerful. You may feel like you're finally getting somewhere, like you're making progress. There's a lot of hope in this spread for you, Group 4. You know, with the Star here, Chariot and the Knight of Pentacles is consistency and progress towards reaching your goals. So there's a lot of hope here as we wrap up 2019. It's as though a lot of things are falling into place for you. You have this like new surge of confidence and like things are finally going your way. And I do see with power and with the first house, like your self-esteem is going to be up. You may be extra feeling yourself this month, okay, Group 4? But that is what I am seeing here for you. It's looking pretty positive. And I, of course, wish you nothing but the best for the rest of this year as we bring things to a close. I appreciate you, as always, watching this video, checking out my channel, and I will see you next time.
I'm melting. This is really, the choker's really choking me. It's doing a good job. Sounds like someone's knocking on the inside of my head.
I hope my stomach doesn't growl. I'm so hungry. I can't even pick it up. Oh my god.